Welcome to My on Mondays, an explorative approach to the possessive my through narratives, art, and sound. Each Monday brings a new creation and unique perspective. My on Mondays is brought to you by MING Studios, a contemporary art space and international artist residency program dedicated to the exhibition, experience, and exploration of arts and culture. Along with exhibiting artists from around the world, MING also serves the community by hosting innovative programs including performances, workshops, screenings, readings, artist talks, and other cultural activities. For more information, or if you'd like to participate in My on Mondays, you can visit our website at mingstudios.org. Hello and welcome to My on Mondays. This February, MING Studios will host its annual Inside of Youth exhibition, which features original work by Idaho teen artists created in response to a specific theme. Artists aged 13 to 19 are invited to submit pieces inspired by the chosen topic. Submissions are evaluated by a panel of local and international artists, and selected works are showcased at MING Studios. Each year, a new program ambassador is selected and mentored by previous Inside of Youth ambassadors and MING Studios' artistic director. The ambassador learns through doing and is involved in every step of the exhibition development, everything from selecting the exhibition theme to graphic design, planning the open call for artwork, and curating the exhibition. It's a highly involved role. Inside of Youth was founded in 2022 by Jake Gonzalez, then 16 years old, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Jake's intention in initiating the exhibition program was to show the community what kids are feeling and experiencing through the expression of art. The first Inside of Youth group exhibition, What Kids Have Endured During COVID-19, took place in 2022. In 2023, M. Saurilla was served as program ambassador and selected the exhibition theme, What Brings Us Together, which included the work of 17 Treasure Valley teen artists. This year, 18-year-old Lakai Cahill is the Inside of Youth program ambassador and our guest for today's episode. Welcome, Lakai. I'm so glad to have you here with us. I guess we're not really us. It's me on one end of the phone and you on the other. But I'm really pleased to take this moment to get to know you a little bit. So can you tell our listeners about yourself?
All right. My name is Lakai. I'm 18 years old. I love to travel, camp, listen to music, and also take pictures. I'm really into photography. I've had kind of a, non-traditional way of living for a little while. I kind of dropped out of school. I guess that's a weird term for it, but I left traditional school when COVID came around.
Okay.
So when I was 13 years old, I left 8th grade, and my parents set up it was a self-directed style of learning and teaching.
Okay.
So I would just go over what my school week looked like and, gather resources for it. And then I would set myself up for those because I just couldn't do online school.
Yeah.
And since I wasn't in school and my parents both worked remotely, we could pretty much travel anywhere we wanted to. And so we rented our house out and bought a converted old GMC van, and then went to work as camp hosts in Utah. It was in a little town called Escalante. So we did that for about a month, and after that, we just kept traveling. So after I grew up and turned 18, I decided maybe it's time I go on my own adventures, So yeah, I went to Iceland this summer for about 2 weeks. I also joined Idaho Conservation Corps, which is it's a job, it's a program where you essentially meet up with a bunch of random people, hop in a van, and you go to various work sites across the state for 5 weeks.
Okay. What an incredible inheritance with your parents that they were open to doing that. That sounds amazing. I would
Yeah,
have,
I'm
I
so,
probably
so
would have
lucky
done
and
a
grateful.
lot better in school had I had that opportunity. Oh, that sounds incredible. So your main medium is photography. When did you start taking photographs? When did you become really more serious with your photographic work?
Um, I would probably say when I was around 12 to 13, I just had my mom's old, it was an Olympus camera. I don't really remember what type, but it was a digital, a DSLR.
Okay.
Um, but I just take that old camera on walks with me or on road trips, and then I just keep taking pictures, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then I eventually, uh, I guess, started taking lessons, um, mostly online and from my mom because she also did photography for a while. Um, I got better at it. I learned how to edit, and here we are. I upgraded to a Sony, an Alpha 7 III, I think.
So, what would you consider the main subject of your photography? Have you sort of started to focus in on one area or another?
Um, I'd say I mainly shoot landscapes and wildlife, really anything to do with nature. But I love shooting portraits of people, cars, and stuff. Um, Also, like activism is something that I'm pretty straightforward with some of my photography, and it's something I'm tapping into as well. So, yeah,
Is that environmental activism? Or,
yes,
okay,
yeah.
all
And
right.
also, there's also some more social activism as well, like protests and stuff.
Okay,
So,
great. Wow. Yeah, so really well rounded, eclectic photography. So you just mentioned you were in Iceland recently. What were you? I'm assuming that you were photographing there as well. Um, and so, how has travel influenced your photography? Does it change when you're traveling, or do you tend to sort of gravitate towards the same themes?
yeah, I'd say every time I travel somewhere, it changes the way I look through my lens. Because as I travel, I learn more about the history and culture about the place, and that really helps me to, I don't know, guide my camera to certain places.
Yeah.
It's a weird way to think about it, but that's kind of how I feel.
Oh, I
And
don't think it sounds weird at all.
okay,
So,
that's good.
what were you doing in Iceland?
I was there on it was a group trip. It was like it was guided, yeah, and it was for youth photographers. And so I flew from Boise. Um, I had a couple stops, and then I was in Iceland, and I met up there with it was a total of 10 or 8. It was 8 random people that I'd never met from all across the world, and so that was pretty fun. And we all instantly bonded because we all had something in common.
Yeah,
So kind of made it easy on us.
that sounds incredible. What, just a random selection of countries? Where were people coming from? You said all over the world.
Yeah, we had people coming from Central America, France, the Middle East. Yeah, and then most of them were from America, but we had a couple kids from out of the U.S. and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful. Have you, by any chance, collaborated or have any plans for collaboration with any of them in the future?
Actually, the one of the photography instructors, her name is Tilda. Um, I invited her to be one of the art selection jurors. So she will be selecting our pictures alongside us this year.
This is for
So
the
yeah, that'll
Inside
be
of
pretty
Youth.
cool. Yeah, this is for Inside of Youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is Tilda located?
She's from Sweden and she
Okay.
travels a lot as well.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
that's really cool. Um,
yep.
so you are involved in activism and wildlife and portraiture. Do you have any other kinds of hobbies that either in addition to photography or that sort of feed into that medium?
I mean, I'm sort of getting into cinematography and videography. Um, but I mean, and I play the clarinet and I'm learning guitar.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I just like to travel and take pictures mostly. So,
Yeah. So, how did you become involved in the Inside of Youth program?
okay, so in 2023, I don't remember how I found out about it, but I somehow found out about the Insight of Youth um, exhibition at MING, and that year's subject was what brings us together. And so I thought it was pretty cool that we could have a bunch of youth artists in one spot. And I presented my pictures there, and yeah, I think they liked it. So
Can you tell me a little
here
bit
I am.
about the photographs that you exhibited?
Oh yeah, for sure. I had three pictures up. Got them right here. I forgot the titles because it's been a while. Two of them are from my travels in Spain, um, in Barcelona.
Okay.
So there was an art exhibition in I don't even know how to describe it. It was sort of like a plaza. And they had a bunch of cards about a revolution about against, what was it, against or for the union, workers' rights.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was pretty cool. It has um, one card hanging in the air and a bunch on the ground around it. I have it posted on my portfolio. So yeah, you guys can go and look through all of my pictures there. Um, and then I've got another one. It is a protest against the war in Ukraine, which I was in Europe when that started. So everything was in full effect. Everybody was protesting it. Um, and it was pretty crazy. But this one picture I got, it's of kids playing with some birds, and right behind them are a bunch of adults turned facing towards this protest against Putin and
Mm-hmm.
um, the war, right?
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was nice because it demonstrated the kids playing in contrast to all the adults turned and focusing on the war. There's just
Mm-hmm.
such a juxtaposition there.
Absolutely. Especially if, because the theme was what brings us together, and you have, on one
Right.
hand, you have the adults that are all gathered together in protest, and then you have that
The
separation
kids
between the
playing
kids and the
together.
adults. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, were you in Spain at that time, or were you in another
Hmm.
country? Okay,
Well,
fascinating. I was in Spain at the same time.
really?
Yeah,
Wow. It was definitely a weird time to be in Europe.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah, absolutely. So you're this year you're the ambassador for the Inside of Youth
Hmm.
exhibition, and so for our listeners, it'd be good to know how you were selected.
So, okay, when I had my pictures displayed at the last exhibition, I think it really caught Jake's attention and Kristen's attention.
Hmm.
They came over to me. They felt like I had really captured what they wanted to see um, from the exhibition. So they were impressed, and they offered me a spot as this year's ambassador.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fantastic. So fully based on the merit of your work. Wonderful.
hmm
Can you tell us a little bit about exactly what your responsibilities are as the Inside of Youth ambassador? Can you explain what the role entails for anyone who might be interested in taking it on in the future?
Yeah. So as the ambassador, you get to select the theme for that year's exhibition. You're part of the review committee for all of the artwork that gets submitted. You help curate the exhibition, so really just piece it all together physically and in plans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you get to help with graphic design, so I made the flyers this year, the postcards,
Mm.
um, alongside Kristen. And also you get to help post things, so publicity, right?
Yeah.
Um, just kind of spread awareness of the program.
I'd love to know how you came up with the theme for this year.
Oh, all right. So I knew I wanted to do something with the theme of future, um, because that's something that I like to focus on with my art, especially recently, is a lot of activism towards the earth and our just society in general, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I was telling my dad about it and brainstorming, and he brought up the word premonition, and it described what I wanted to convey almost perfectly.
What can you tell listeners and for anyone who is interested in applying what is new about the Inside of Youth program this year?
So there's one thing that it's kind of major. I thought that it would be good for this year. We would have the exhibition be open to anybody in the state. So previously it was only open to artists in the Treasure Valley,
Mm-hmm.
but now anybody in Idaho can submit their artwork.
That's really great.
Because I felt like some artists in smaller towns, you know, in Idaho, there's a lot of those. Boise's the only city, really. They don't really get quite as many opportunities to display their artwork. Um, and so I thought that that would be a good idea, a good opening for artists in smaller areas.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's such a great insight. I actually didn't mean for that to reflect the title of the exhibition, but it really is a really great insight. I feel like, art for a lot of people who are from small towns and they're a little bit different, it's kind of like art is what saves them. So it's a
Mm,
fantastic insight to think of them and offer that opportunity. So, do you have any artwork planned for the upcoming exhibition? Do you already know what you're going to do?
yep, I've got another three pictures coming, and my favorite one is about water pollution. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm very proud of it, and it I think that it really encases this year's exhibition subject very well.
Okay. So, I mean, we are putting out this podcast, to bring awareness to the exhibition for the larger public, but also because we want young people to know about it more and participate. So, how can young artists participate in the Inside of Youth exhibition? What do they need to do?
They just have to make either one or three pieces of artwork, anywhere in between that,
Mm-hmm.
of any size, media, and go onto our website. And yeah, they just scroll down to the Insight of Youth page and click submit my artwork. You have to provide, if I remember correctly, a few pictures of your artwork, um, a description, um, titles, and also like an artist statement.
And then for you personally, I mean, we'll post links with the episode once it goes live
Mhm.
as well. But for the people who are listening, where can we follow you, the development of your artwork? And do you have a website or social media?
Yep, I've got both of those actually. I've got an Instagram. It's at Lakai, the photography guy. I'm not terribly active on there, but I try to post. Um, and then I've also got a portfolio. It's in my Instagram bio.
Okay.
My portfolio is being reconstructed right now. Because I haven't worked on it in a long time. I kind of forgot it existed.
Okay.
So, um, I still have to put in tons of new pictures, and I'm kind of reformatting it right now.
Okay.
So,
But people will be
um,
able to find that eventually through your Instagram site once it's ready.
yeah, yeah. If you go on there now, you're not going to be impressed, but it's there.
Okay. So tell us, aside from the upcoming exhibition, what do you have in store for the future? More travels?
Um, oh, well, hopefully, yeah. Right now, I'm kind of just settling down for a minute. Um, focusing on my education and career path. I'm leaning towards the medical field,
Oh, wow.
like becoming an EMT.
Okay.
Um, that and maybe going to school for environmental science as well, because I'd love to work in the national forests. So,
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
yeah,
And
long
it's
term,
so
I think
needed.
photography. Yep, it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, I'll keep taking pictures, and I'll keep traveling, but I might just be taking a break for now.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you so much. I do want to take a moment just to mention that this year's Inside of Youth group exhibition is supported by the Boise City Department of Arts and History, the Idaho Commission on the Arts, and the National Endowment for the Arts. And artists aged 13 through 19 statewide can now submit their artwork submissions on Ming Studios' website, and we are at www.mingstudios.org, and that is through January 31st, so there is still time. And the 2025 Inside of Youth Group exhibition entitled Premonitions opens Saturday, February 22nd. And that will be from 6 to 8 p.m. at Ming Studios on the corner of 6th and Myrtle. Thank you so much, Lakai, for joining me in this conversation. And I'm really excited to see the work that this exhibition brings together.
Yes. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Monday. Tune in.